What's up, nerds? Welcome to NGR Radio's B-Sides. You can find B-Sides every Thursday here on youtube.com/NGR Radio and NGRradio.com/B-Sides.
Yeah.
Every Thursday at noon Eastern time. Right here. It's us. It's us. It's me. It's Matt. It's Moose. And we are answering your questions. Well, one in particular question.
Mm-hmm.
B-Sides got a... We're just gonna shorten it down. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, look at educated Moose coming in, just using all these big words. I don't like it. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna answer Marcus Higgins' question that he sent to us via email. You can email your questions to us at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or tweet at us at ngrradiopodcast. Nobody ever tweets at us, but probably because we don't tweet a lot, so that's fine.
What's a tweet?
I don't know. Bird chirps. I don't know. Marcus Higgins asks, well, I'll just read the whole thing. I found you guys through some other groups, and I have been listening for about a month now. You guys are fantastic. I've been binging the backlog. Speaking of backlogs, here's my question. How do you tackle your backlog? Do you just sometimes say, I'm never going to play that game? How many times have I said I'm never going to play that game? A lot.
Usually after you buy a game that Moose or I recommends, you're like, nah.
Usually. Sometimes.
Yeah, his dashboard's not looking like yours or mine very much anymore. We got to get him. We got to sway him back the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Got to bring him back.
Yep.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Yep. Reel it in.
Yep.
Gotta reel it in.
Yep.
Oh man, backlogs. My backlog is so big it could probably fill this whole room, and I'm just like, I don't know if I care anymore. I just don't know. You know, I've just been playing what I feel like playing lately. Sometimes it's in my backlog, sometimes it's out now, sometimes it's just for something we're doing. Like
squad goals.
For squad goals, we've been playing Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good video game. Not gonna lie. That's a good video game. But I also busted out my GameCube a couple weeks ago. Played some GameCube games. Yeah, purple lunchbox.
Woo!
It's right here.
Yeah,
see this guy?
That's black. Oh wait.
No, it's indigo, man.
That's purple.
Okay, I'll listen. The lighting was shit. So
I mean, I'm not arguing with you.
Couldn't see.
I mean, I'm doing the whole Johnny Bench thing too, Moose. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So,
yeah. All right.
I mean, I stopped keeping track of my backlog a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know it like creating backlogs, I think, is like one of two things. It's like it's a multiple of things. It's I want to support the industry that I love. I love this hobby. I want to support this hobby. But not just that, like you want to support developers that are trying new stuff, that are doing some crazy new things, making video games, especially indies. So you're like, oh, I see their game and I have paid more for a shitty meal, so I'm going to buy that game, you know? And then especially when you get like, and I'm not saying I'm not going to play Celeste, but
You
recently,
haven't you?
yes, I played a little bit. I do need to get back to it. But like I bought in Celeste, I bought in Dandaria, I've bought in Iconoclast. I bought in so many indies lately just because they're so cool and they're so awesome that I want to support those developers so those developers can, like, I don't know, feed their families and like be around and make awesome games. And just in fact, today news came out that Chasm will finally come out this summer, which is amazing, and I'm pumped for. So I will be buying that day one. It'll be on PS4 and Vita, cross-buy. And so, like, my backlog mainly grows because I love supporting indies. And so what I'm trying to do to cut back on my backlog is not buy as much. Like, there are some games where I'm like, okay, this is a day one purchase. Like Chasm will be a day one purchase. And then there's some games where you're like, I like that indie studio or I like what they're doing, I'll wait for a sale. You know what I mean? Or I'll buy it like maybe when I have more time later in the year. My problem is like I feel like sometimes I need to buy games to like support the industry, and it's just like I need to stop doing that. I need to just play games. So like what I've done for my backlog is a 2018 challenge. So I'm in a 2018 challenge with Jeff and Jason where we have to play our list of 20 some games, and if you do not complete your list before the end of the year, you owe each of the other hosts 50 you owe them 50 PSN money. So it's like it's a drive to not it helps you in not only that you don't want to pay out $100 to two fucking idiots, but you also want to complete your backlog. So, but it's nice though, because I'm actually playing games that I've bought them, but I probably never would have played before. Like Dragon's Dogma, I have it, but I probably wouldn't have played very much of it. So now that I have the challenge, I'll actually play it to completion.
Yeah. I mean, I think like Jason sent me the challenge list, and I was just like, I was looking at it and I was like, wow. I don't think I've played that many games. Like, I mean, I don't know. I have a list of games that I would like to play this year. Like, you know, just for this show, I make a list of games we know about at least, like that I'm going to want to at least play a little bit for, you know, our end of the year discussions and stuff. And yeah, I know it's only April, but like I want to play God of War. I want to play
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I want to play
Code Vein's coming out in the fall. Fucking Detroit Humans coming out in May. Same day as Dark Souls Remastered, which we will be playing. So it's just endless. And it's almost to the point where like you have to become a smarter consumer and be like, what am I gonna play? You know, like there's so like it goes like when we were kids. Not that there weren't a lot of games out, but you only got like 2 games a year. Yeah, maybe your aunt and uncles like went in and got you a game for your Christmas present, or Christmas or birthday. So maybe you got 3 or 4 if you were lucky. But like now that we're adults, we can pretty much buy anything we want. You know what I mean? As long as I'm paying my bills and I'm putting some money into savings, my wife doesn't give a shit. I'm not out buying crack, you know, and fucking smoking it all day. So she doesn't care.
Well, not that she knows about.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I keep mine in my glove compartment.
I mean, I'm Moose, we all know Moose has that no cane habit.
That's right. That no cane. So it's just you want to play like everything. Like every game looks really cool. Like Far Cry 5. Andy, my cousin in the chat's like, I bought Far Cry 5. I've seen him playing it. I've played it. And Matt, you and I have had a discussion about it. Yeah. You can talk about that when you talk about games you played.
I'm going to talk about that on the show. I'm saying
right. It's just like so many games are out there that you want to play. And a lot of it is also driven by the community. Like people are talking about a game. You're like, well, I want to play that game. Like I wanted to play Monster Hunter, but I had to stop because I was like, I will never get to any of my challenge games and be able to play Dark Souls if I dip into this game. So I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not invested in any of the Monster Hunter games, so it can fall by the wayside. But there's also like games coming out that you're just like, oh, I really want to play that. I can have a lot of fun playing that. But some you just have to pass on. You know, like I will be playing God of War because I'm excited about that game. I haven't played God of War since the first one. I had the second one, but I never really beat it. That was when like I think I took a break from gaming. I took a long break from gaming and didn't come back until WoW. But I started playing WoW. Well, Halo. I had Halo and stuff, and then came back in with WoW. But I don't know. Backlogs suck. They just suck. I mean, it's like all the clothes that you amass. You know what I mean? If you think about it, like all the clothes that you buy, and you're like, I'll wear that shirt. And I'm like, I'm not skinny enough to wear that shirt, but I'll be skinny enough to wear that shirt one day. It's kind of like the equivalent. It's like, I'll have enough time to play that game one day. It's like, no, you won't.
That's a really good analogy.
No, you won't. If you're going to continue drinking beer like a fat ass, no matter how much you work out at the gym, it's not going to burn those calories off. Cheers, by the way.
For me, like I backlogs, like I think backlogs are actually good, but I also probably care. Turn the text off, Moose. God damn, seriously, that text tone. I'm just like, who's invading? What's happening?
No one's invading. We're just coming to join you at your house.
I mean, that's cool. I just wish I would have cleaned up first. I like backlogs, but at the same time, I also probably care the least about them. Not because like I'm super frivolous, because I don't think I am. But I also tend to buy games that at some point I know I'll play.
Yeah.
And ever since I started podcasting, I'm like, God, how long ago was it? 2015, and then this started 2016. Like,
wait, you just started with good old Platinum Achievements.
Yeah, Platinum Achievements. Yeah.
Ooh.
Me, Antonio, Spagnoli, Imran, and Har Binks. They were good times. I miss them all. But I know that eventually I will, like, for example, I bought Monster Hunter. I was in on it day one. I knew I was going to buy it day one, but between life and time, as well as I was working on Neo at the time, so I couldn't just stop Neo. And then yes, Far Cry 5 came out. I know that before the end of this year, probably in the next month or so, I will probably deep dive into Monster Hunter in a way that will be not manageable. Also, like, I have to worry about thinking about end of the year stuff too, but I'm also in a position where I'm like Moose, where I tend to skew towards indies anyway. So I like the math because like 3, sometimes 4 indie games equals a AAA purchase.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm piling more into my backlog, but at the same time, like, economically, it's working out about the same anyway.
And sometimes you'll get like the length of a AAA game out of an indie game. Like if you look at Chasm, like Chasm is definitely going to be, it might not be like the AAA, like 40, 50 hours, but you'll at least get 20, 30 hours out of that game.
I mean, it's not like one of those old school Final Fantasy games where grinding is built into the time.
Right.
But like, look at Spelunky. I paid $15 for that day one on consoles.
You played the fuck out of that game.
And I'd still play it every so often.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what, 4 or 5 years ago now? I mean,
Spelunky 2's coming this year.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
Yes, I am. I'm excited because, like, I had a very similar reaction to it that Patrick Klepek at Waypoint had. I'm just like, that game doesn't need it. The game doesn't really need a sequel, but at the same time, if it's the same dude, I want to see what he'll do with it.
Yeah, like how he'll improve.
Yeah, I want to
add to the game.
And like the cinematic he had, it looked like there was more of a story to it. So
that'll be cool.
I'm curious to see how that works out. And I see Andy Kluel in the chat. He said he loves my shirt. Thank you. Appreciate it. Corey left. All right.
All right, Corey.
Bye, Corey.
Love you. It was only a matter of time before it was just the two of us, sweetie.
Yeah, I mean, and now we can go rogue.
Yeah.
No, and he also says he skews to good games, indies or no indies. All right.
He's just saying that he skews towards good games, whether they're indies or not. So I mean,
Far Cry 5.
Listen, we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, but
we're going to talk about your issues with it, and then
I'm gonna let him think on that. It'd be like that episode of Black Jeopardy. I'm gonna pray on this.
Wow. Okay.
What Black Jeopardy's a skit on Saturday Night Live. It's really funny. You should watch it.
Oh, now he's back. Hey, Corey.
Hey. My internet pooped out on me for like a second. It was like,
are you sure your wife didn't just unplug it because you were having too much fun?
Yeah.
She's watching something.
Real Housewives of somewhere.
Probably. not even. You think you're joking, but it's probably exactly what she's watching.
Yeah.
Teen Mom, Kardashians, Housewives.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible.
The medium sense your relatives shows.
I've met both your wives, and I have a girlfriend with the same problem as your wife. Well, I don't know so much about Kelly, but like
Kelly watches like Grey Anatomy, all that. Yeah,
but like
she watches some shit shows.
Like my girlfriend is so smart, yet she watches some dumb fucking.
Now, well, here's the thing. Now, see, here's the thing, and my ex-wife, not my wife. Woo! My ex-wife used to give me all kinds of shit. Like, why do you play video games? You just play video games. I'm like, bitch, you watch Jersey Shore. Okay?
Yeah.
Watch Jersey Shore. I'm playing like a video game that has a goddamn good story, working on my hand-eye coordination, problem-solving skills, like all that stuff. What are you doing? You're just sitting there watching it. And yet it might not be a valid reason or whatever, but she's like, I work all day. I use my brain all day at work trying to do all the work that I'm doing. I just want to come home and just enjoy something. So she just watches it because it kind of just she watched it because it like shut her brain off. Also, she was from Jersey. So it just I don't know. It's I can understand
that would be the part of home I want to forget about, though.
Well, I mean, she's just kind of like she was kind of like, I want to watch something where I'm entertained and I don't have to think about it. I mean, we kind of do that thing with games. Like when I get in a mood,
if we're like
when I come
period,
home,
you and I are going to Bloodborne, where it's just muscle memory at that
right?
point.
Where I'm like, I don't want to play a new game because I don't want to have to figure out where I gotta go. I just want to play a game. I'll put on Bloodborne because I fucking know what I need to do in that game. There's no surprises besides like situational surprises in the game. Like if I go into an area, I know what to expect, but it's like I'm not gonna, like I don't have to figure this out. I don't have to fight a boss 1,000 times. Like,
Yeah.
Writer Sweet. SWET.
No, I think that's Sweat, but okay.
He says we need a Jersey Shore JRPG. That would actually be cool.
I mean, a JRPG, they just put Jersey RPG. That'd be cool.
Dude, I just want to say I watched all.
You level up your tan by doing laundry.
Yeah. See, that would be awesome.
And then you have Mario Party style mini games with the fist bump, but that's the only mini game.
Instead of chocobos, they have Snooki racing.
Oh,
ride a Snooki.
Are they riding Snooki or are they just
no? They're riding Snooki. She's come on, man.
One of those games.
Deshaun Malone says my girl is all about the Real Housewives. I did want to mention. Have either of y'all watched The Real Husbands of Hollywood with Kevin Hart?
Oh, that's actually really good. That's actually really good.
That show is so hilarious. That show is funny as all hell. Yeah.
There's a series that's on, I think that's on Hulu. It's the Hot Wives of Orlando, and it's a bunch of improv comedians doing a reality show. So like they basically set themselves up with characters and just basically act in character. It's all improv. It's really funny. If you remember the show The League, Andre from The League, he basically like has kind of organized the entire thing. It's really funny.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm looking at all the. Oh my god! Yeah,
it's really funny. Now and then they did the second season wasn't Orlando. I think it was Vegas, but they basically changed it up for
It was Las Vegas. You're right. It was Las Vegas.
And I don't know if they've done a third season, but it's pretty hilarious. Like it's funnier. It's funnier than it has any right to be. So yeah, Backlogs.
It's got the chick from The Office. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna have to watch this because I have Hulu.
Yeah, it's really good. So Backlogs. So yeah, how do you manage them?
You don't.
Well, you don't. The only see, like as far as I'm concerned, the only management of a backlog is adding to it. You could say, "Oh, I've played this," but in this digital future we currently live in, you don't get rid of it once you've played it. It follows you like herpes. Like, you're stuck with it.
You go to that library and you just look at that purchased section.
Yeah, it's like, I platinumed that game, but it's still there.
Huh.
And yeah. It all follows you. It's all going to follow you. Just like that DUI, just like that time you had sex with Bobby Brown, it all follows you.
Damn.
But like at the end of the day, if you feel like playing something, play it. If you don't play it. The only piece of advice I will give anybody is don't buy something because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Like if for example, every year there were like 5 properties that just about everybody would talk about. Well, Assassin's Creed took a year off, but like there were those 5 things that were always talked about every year. New Call of Duty, new Assassin's Creed,
Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield, like basically the big properties in video games right now. Mm-hmm. Or at least the big annualized properties, which are kind of Battlefront now. But don't buy those because people are talking about them. Buy them because you actually want to play them.
Yeah.
And then like if you buy games that you actually want to play, you'll end up playing a lot more than you don't. And that's sort of the one thing I will just sort of pass along to anybody. Any final thoughts before we call this B-side?
My number one advice is, like you said, trim the fat.
Yeah.
So think like I've done it this year so far. Think of
I've noticed.
Think of
looking slim in the library, Moose. Good job.
The library is a little slim this year, but sit there and think about your games and think about what you're playing and say to yourself, am I going to get to this before I can get it for half price? Mm-hmm. Before I can get it for cheap? And so usually what I say is, no. Like, I'm not going to get to that game before, like I have no drive to play that game before I can get it for dirt cheap. And so the frugal in me is coming out and saying, okay, let's put it on the back burner. Let's buy it at a holiday sale, because what's great about PSN and Xbox now is the fact that they're not caught up to the Steam sales, but they're catching up to the point where a game comes out in June and in freaking Black Friday, it's like 60% off. So you can get it like really dirt cheap, So that's what I say. Just if you don't even add it to your backlog. So if you sit there and say, can I get to this game? If you can say, yes, I will get to this game before it gets cheaper, then buy it and play it. Like I will get to God of War before I can get it for cheaper. So do that. But if you actually use that and cut back on the games you buy, you will find your backlog will be trimmed down significantly over the year. So that's my advice. Just don't buy something right away just because a lot of people are talking about it and just because you want it. Like really think about it. Like for me personally, indie games, I don't mind because they're usually like $20. So I'm like, okay, $20, that's not bad. Like I'm not like losing my damn shirt up on it. You know what I mean? So I have no problem throwing it to indies, but like a $60 game, I'm gonna look at it and go, I don't know. Yeah. I can wait on that. So that's what I would do.
Corey?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts from you?
No, not really. I've just been look, I mean, we started this show to not be a quote unquote newsy podcast, so we could like just kind of talk about whatever we wanted to, and that's kind of really helped me get out of the I gotta play this, and this everything, you know, and like even for the other shows that I'm on, it's just like I play what I want to play, man. Like I've like recently I've been playing Doom on Switch for like because it's fun, you know, and it's like that game itself is 2 years old at this point, and on Switch it's about 6 months old already, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's fun. it's fun to run.
And besides, Doom's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Doom
really
awesome.
is.
Yeah.
So my challenge list.
I can't wait because when I go to PAX this week, Wolfenstein 2 on Switch is going to be there, and Dark Souls Remastered is going to be there, and I'm going to stand in line for those, I think, and then the Indie Mega booth.
Okay. Do me a favor. This is the one thing I will ask of you while you're at PAX. If you see Hollow Knight on Switch, skip one of those and play that. Tell me.
We're going for 2 days. We're going to the.
I know, but I'm just saying, like if you have the choice between Hollow Knight and Doom or Wolfenstein 2 or Dark Souls on Switch, please play a Hollow Knight.
Yep,
and just give me a little brag, just so you can brag to me about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna try to play everything I can and be like, haha, played it.
Yeah. Banana it out, motherfucker.
Well, what do you say we call it a B-side, gentlemen?
Call it a B-side.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching NGR B-sides. Remember, you can find all of our B-sides on youtube.com/NGR radio. You can find the newest episode every Thursday at noon, or watch it live on Monday nights when we record it.
Hell
live.
Like we just did. Like we
Yeah.
just did. This just happened.
Yeah, it did.
Shake and bake.
El Diablo.
This just happened.
I'm the magic man.
You're welcome.
God damn it. Stop.
Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Download NGR Radio every Monday. And until next week,
Stop.
we're out.
Stop.
B-side dead out. Moose, your catchphrase.
You're welcome.
Yeah!